Welcome to Creative Escape Glass. This video is going to be a tour of all the different forms of glass that you have available for use in your project. So we're going to start by looking at the blanks, and the blank is basically the layer of clear that you start your project with. We have most of the popular sizes pre-cut just to make it quick and easy for you to grab. So for example, if you're going to do a 6-inch project, you're going to grab a piece of 6-inch clear glass. If you're doing a cross, we have crosses pre-cooked as well in a variety of sizes, and it just makes it easier for you to decorate. And so if you're doing a heart bowl, we've got hearts pre-cut in a couple of different sizes as well. If for some reason you pick a project that we don't happen to have a blank pre-cut for, just let us know and we'll cut it for you. The shelf down here is where ornament blanks are found. For example, we have gingerbread men shapes that are pre-cut, ready for decoration, which make an easy ornament for adults or youngins, either way. We have stockings that are pre-cut and a variety of things as well. So once you've picked your blank, then you're going to need to pick what colors, what glass do you want to use on it. We do have some quick grab tubs. This isn't all of our scrap glass. This is just basically overflow from our regular drawers. So for example, if you need some small red pieces, you can just grab the red tub and take that back to your workstation, and it just makes it quick and easy to get the glass that you want. Feel free to break it into smaller pieces or use as is. So if you're coming into the studio and you're not wanting to do any glass cutting whatsoever, you can still make a very awesome piece because we've got plenty of glass that is broken into smaller pieces for you to use. The next product that we're going to look at is frit. Frit is crushed glass. So the frit starts out as the big sheets of glass and then it gets crushed. And we have the medium frit here. It's just basically crushed glass. This is a clean product, so all the glass on your project needs to be clean before you add the frit. And just make sure that you're paying attention to the label because some of it will change colors. To double check what color yours will change to, you can ask us, or we do have sample books that we can actually look up the code and I can show you what color it will change to. When you are using the frit, we have cups, little cups that you can grab, and little spoons, yes, ice cream spoons. And you can scoop the frit out into this, that way you're working out of the cup instead of working out of the jars. And then down here we have some basically leftovers from other projects, which feel free to grab these. They can be a perfect addition to your project without you having to do some blending. And so it's just a great way for you to find something easy with a pretty color blend. Then next to this, we have a product called confetti, which is glass that is about the thickness of light bulbs. And so when you're using this, it makes a great accent, decoration for your piece, or it can be used as an element. This again is a clean product like the frit is. So when you're using this, you're going to want to have a paper plate, pour some out onto a paper plate, one color per paper plate. And then that way, once you've used what you've used, you can very easily pour it back in without getting it mixed with other colors. Okay, and so then the next product we're going to take a look at are dots. So depending on the project that you're doing, we pre-cook this product. You're allowed to use up to 5 of them on your project at no extra charge is included in your project fee. In this particular container, we have black and eyeballs. So we've got white eyeballs and green cat eyeballs that you can use, and we make these. And then if you need a different color, we've got a wide variety of colors, sizes, and even some odd shapes in there, which can be perfect for the centers of flowers or whatever your imagination can think of. Just some gorgeous colors in there. Then another product that we make here in the studio is vitrograph, and this is glass that we pull out of a kiln and you end up with curves. Okay, and so this can be fun accents to your glass, or they can be part of your decorative element. For example, we have some that's green and brown, so you can have some organic stems instead of always straight lines, which are a great addition. And then some other products that we make, these are a little extra as well, but these are some puddle pieces, which can be some fun, interesting, colorful additions to your piece, accents to your piece. And we also have some decorative items such as stars. These work great on ornaments, like the Christmas trees, things like that, as well as a little butterfly and such. And this is made out of powdered glass. So this kind of reviews what we have on this side of the studio. So we're going to pause for a moment and I'll meet you on the other side. Okay, so now we're going to be taking a look at the big pieces of glass, and as we discussed in the safety video, I'm not going to touch anything here without my gloves on. So I'm going to put my gloves on, and then we can pull out some pretty pieces of glass, because if you're making a project where you need a background, where you need a little bit larger piece of glass, we'll cut those for you normally, and I'll just show you a few examples. But if you're in here looking yourself, just be kind of careful and pull things out slowly, because there are some smaller pieces. But here's a great example of a beautiful pink and white blend that we can cut for a background for a project that you have. Okay. We also have just some pretty opaque, meaning you can't see through it. So this is a lovely little petal pink. And if you're more of a blue fan, we've got some gorgeous blue blends. This one always works nicely for some type of an ocean scene. So we all like our water. Okay. And we even have some that, and we have this in a few different shades, it's wispy, where you've got a nice color blended with clear, so that you've got motion in the piece, but it's not quite as solid or heavy as it. So we've got lots of colors in here. Just be careful when you're reaching in here. Move slowly if you're pulling something out, because there can be some small pieces. And with these bigger pieces, just make sure that things aren't tipping too far one direction or the other, because if there's too much weight on them and they're bent too much, that they can fracture. So just be careful when you're dealing with this glass. Now, some other products that we have over here are it's called noodles and stringers, and this is glass. So the noodles to me looks like some linguine. The sprinkles the stringer looks like spaghetti to me. And so this is just basically the ends, the scrap containers. So if you need pieces that are longer, we've got tubes that contain a variety of colors in longer pieces, depending on what you need with your project. We also have rods, which are some longer pieces of glass, that these can be broken up into little pieces that when they melt, they make perfect little circles in your project. So these can be useful as well. And we've got this in a variety of colors as well. So then over on this section is where you're gonna find the majority of the scrap glass. Because when we get the glass, it starts out as these big sheets. As they're used and cut down, they end up in the scrap drawers. So with your project fee, all of the glass from here down is included in your project. These top two drawers are more expensive, and we'll take a look at those last. But let's take a look at these scrap drawers. You'll notice that each of the drawers has a colorful doorknob on it, kind of showing some options of what could be in the drawer. Don't pull the doorknobs. These aren't really drawers, and the doorknobs will break off in your hand just because of the weight of the drawer. So that's just there for decoration. So to get to the drawers, you're gonna wanna go ahead and pull the whole drawer out. You do not wanna stop and dig for something with it partially pulled out, because there is a tipping point and we don't want that to happen again. So you're just gonna grab the whole drawer, or if it's kind of heavy, you can ask us and we'll do it for you. And we're gonna move it over to a flat surface. And so at this point, the drawer is stable, and you do want to be careful because some of these drawers are heavy. For example, the white drawer, the last time we weighed it, it weighed 22 pounds. Okay, so that's kind of heavy. So when you're getting in the drawer, each of the drawers will have a small container that have little pieces. So for example, if you're doing a snowman ornament and you just need a little bitty orange nose, you're going to find it in this drawer, or find some glass that you can cut down. A lot of times you'll find the perfect piece in there. Now, you're not going to want to use your fingers just to dig around in the drawer, because all it is sharp edges. So the best thing to do is just to find a piece of glass and use that to dig around in the drawer, and then you can find your perfect piece. There's some fun little pieces. One thing to keep in mind is we talked briefly about how things change color-wise in the frit section. Over in the scrap drawers, your yellow, your orange, which is the one we have out, and your red and your purple and pink, each of those drawers have colors or have glass in there that will change colors once they're in the kiln. So just keep them in mind that if you're in a drawer and you're seeing a color that doesn't necessarily match the label, most likely it's going to change colors in the kiln. So when we're done with the drawer, we just put that back. And so then, but we've got lots of scrap glass. Specialty doesn't mean it's extra special, it just means there are multiple colors involved. Iridescent is glass that has a metallic coating on it, and some of it even has some texture to it. And so this can be some fun glass, just a different texture than you're used to. And the dichroic, both of these drawers here contain dichroic glass and a variety of forms of dichroic glass. And this is the super shiny stuff. This stuff is just more expensive for us to buy, so we have to charge more. And so it's normally sold by either the ounce or the inch, depending on whether it's a free piece of glass or it's something that comes in a tube or a container. And so that pretty much concludes the basic forms of glass that we have available here in the studio. So when you're coming in and picking up your glass, we've got plenty of paper plates that you can grab and take your scrap to your workstation. So if you have any further questions, just let us know. Otherwise, we'll see you in the studio.